My wife claimed she was helping my sister with her pregnancy. They've been having a lesbian affair. Pregnancy should be one of life's most joyful experiences. The anticipation of new life, the excitement of expanding your family, the bonds that form as everyone comes together to support an expectant mother. These are supposed to be sacred moments that bring families closer. When someone offers to help during pregnancy, whether it's attending doctor appointments, helping with nursery preparation, or providing emotional support during those challenging 9 months, we see it as an act of pure love and family devotion. But what if that support isn't what it appears to be? What if the person offering help has motives that are so twisted and unnatural they violate every boundary of marriage, family, and human decency? The story you're about to hear will shatter your understanding of how predators operate within families and show you that sometimes the most innocent offers of help can hide the most devastating betrayals imaginable. Family loyalty is supposed to be unbreakable. When your sister gets pregnant, especially if it's her first child, the natural response is to rally around her with love and support. You want to make sure she has everything she needs, that she feels safe and cared for, and that she knows her family will be there for her throughout this incredible journey. When your spouse volunteers to be part of that support system, it seems like a beautiful expression of how marriage can strengthen family bonds. I'm David, 31 years old, and I work as a construction project manager here in Phoenix, Arizona. My younger sister Emma had been trying to get pregnant for over 2 years with her husband Mark, dealing with fertility treatments, disappointments, and the emotional roller coaster that comes with struggling to conceive. When Emma finally got pregnant 8 months ago, our entire family was overjoyed. This baby represented not just new life, but the fulfillment of Emma's deepest dreams of becoming a mother. My wife Lisa, who I'd been married to for 5 years, immediately stepped up to offer comprehensive support throughout Emma's pregnancy. As a nurse practitioner, Lisa had professional knowledge about pregnancy care and seemed uniquely qualified to help Emma navigate the medical and emotional aspects of expecting her first child. Emma is going to need all the support she can get during this pregnancy, Lisa said when she first volunteered to help. First pregnancies can be overwhelming, and with my medical background, I can really help her understand what's happening with her body and what to expect. I was touched by Lisa's willingness to dedicate so much time and energy to supporting my sister, and I felt grateful that Emma would have access to Lisa's professional expertise during such an important time in her life. Lisa began spending significant amounts of time with Emma, accompanying her to prenatal appointments, helping her research baby products, and providing emotional support as Emma adjusted to the physical and psychological changes of pregnancy. Emma had some concerns about her blood pressure today, Lisa would tell me after their doctor visits. I was able to help her understand the medical terminology and ask better questions about her care. I appreciated Lisa's dedication to Emma's well-being and her professional approach to ensuring my sister received the best possible prenatal care. For 6 months, Lisa maintained intensive involvement in Emma's pregnancy, spending multiple days each week helping with everything from nursery preparation to childbirth education. She'd return home with detailed updates about Emma's progress and insights about her emotional state that demonstrated deep investment in my sister's pregnancy experience. Emma is feeling anxious about labor and delivery, Lisa might share over dinner. We spent the afternoon practicing breathing techniques and talking through her birth plan. Emma had some morning sickness issues today, she'd tell me another time. I helped her research natural remedies and made sure she was staying properly hydrated. Lisa's knowledge of Emma's physical and emotional state seemed to grow more intimate with each visit, and I was impressed by the level of care and attention she was providing. The first sign that something wasn't quite right came when I noticed that Lisa's support for Emma was becoming increasingly exclusive and possessive. I think Emma should limit the number of people giving her advice about pregnancy, Lisa said when other family members wanted to be more involved. Too many opinions can be confusing and stressful for expectant mothers. Lisa seemed particularly concerned about maintaining privacy around Emma's pregnancy experience and controlling who had access to information about my sister's condition and needs. A second warning sign appeared when Lisa began expressing unusually strong opinions about Emma's relationship with her husband Mark and her preparations for motherhood. I don't think Mark fully understands what Emma is going through physically and emotionally, Lisa would tell me. Emma needs support from someone who really gets the female experience of pregnancy. Emma confided in me that she's having some doubts about Mark's readiness to be a father, Lisa might share. I've been helping her work through those concerns and think about what she really needs from a partner. Lisa seemed to be encouraging Emma to question her marriage and rely more heavily on female support during her pregnancy. The third red flag came when Lisa started suggesting that Emma might benefit from staying at our house during the final weeks of pregnancy rather than remaining at home with Mark. Emma seemed stressed about Mark's work schedule and his availability during labor, Lisa explained. I think she'd feel more secure staying here where I can monitor her condition and be immediately available available if anything happens. Lisa's proposal that Emma should separate from her husband during the most crucial period of her pregnancy seemed extreme and inappropriate. The situation reached a crisis point 7 months into Emma's pregnancy, when I decided to surprise Lisa and Emma by bringing lunch during one of their pregnancy support sessions at Emma's house. I knew Lisa typically spent Thursday afternoons with Emma working on nursery preparation and discussing pregnancy concerns, and I thought it would be nice to show up with food and spend some time with both of them. When I arrived at Emma's house and let myself in with the spare key Emma had given our family, I expected to find them organizing baby clothes or researching childbirth techniques. Instead, I found Lisa and Emma in Emma's bedroom, engaged in intimate physical contact that made their relationship immediately and undeniably clear. Emma was lying on her bed in her underwear, while Lisa was kissing her stomach and caressing her pregnant body in ways that were obviously sexual rather than medical or supportive. They were so absorbed in their intimate encounter that they didn't notice me standing in the bedroom doorway with a bag of sandwiches and drinks. I stood there for several seconds, watching my wife and my pregnant sister engage in sexual activity that revealed their affair and explained the true nature of Lisa's intensive pregnancy support. When Lisa finally noticed me standing there, she jumped away from Emma and both of them scrambled to cover themselves and compose their appearance. "David," Lisa said, her voice filled with panic and guilt. "This isn't what it looks like." But there was no mistaking what I had witnessed. My wife and my pregnant sister had been having a sexual relationship disguised as pregnancy support and family care. "How long?" I asked, setting down the food and staring at both of them as they tried to get dressed and explain the situation. Lisa and Emma looked at each other with expressions that made it clear this wasn't their first intimate encounter or a spontaneous moment of confusion. "For months," Emma finally whispered, unable to make eye contact with me. "For months. My wife had been having an affair with my pregnant sister for 4 months, while I believed Lisa was providing professional medical support and family care during Emma's pregnancy." The revelation that Lisa's pregnancy assistance had been cover for a sexual relationship with Emma was devastating enough. But learning that it had been going on for months while Emma's pregnancy progressed made the betrayal even more disturbing and unnatural. I turned around and walked out of Emma's house, unable to process the complete destruction of my marriage and my family relationships in a single moment. I sat in my car outside Emma's house for over an hour, trying to understand how my wife and my sister had been conducting a sexual affair while using Emma's pregnancy as cover for their relationship. Lisa eventually came outside and tried to get me to come back inside to discuss what had happened and hear their explanations for their affair. "David, please don't leave like this," Lisa said through my car window. "Emma and I need to explain what's been happening and how this situation developed." But there was nothing to discuss or explain. Lisa had been using Emma's pregnancy and her medical expertise as cover for conducting a sexual affair with my sister. "Get away from me," I told Lisa. "I never want to see either of you again." I drove home and spent the rest of the day trying to come to terms with the fact that my marriage and my relationship with my sister had been destroyed by their unnatural affair. That evening, Lisa came home and tried to explain their relationship by claiming that her feelings for Emma had developed naturally from providing pregnancy support. "David, what happened between Emma and me wasn't planned," Lisa said. "I was genuinely trying to help her through her pregnancy, and we developed feelings that we couldn't control." But Lisa's affair with Emma hadn't developed naturally from legitimate pregnancy support. It had involved the exploitation of Emma's vulnerable condition and the violation of both family boundaries and professional ethics. "Lisa," I said, "you used Emma's pregnancy and your medical knowledge to gain intimate access to her body, and exploited that access to start a sexual affair with my sister. You've been lying to me about your activities for 4 months while I supported your dedication to Emma's pregnancy care." Lisa initially tried to minimize the significance of her affair by claiming that her relationship with Emma was primarily emotional and supportive rather than sexual. "Emma needed understanding about her changing body and her fears about motherhood," Lisa said. "Our relationship evolved into something more intimate because I was providing the emotional support that Mark couldn't give her." But Lisa's affair with Emma hadn't been about providing emotional support. It had been about sexual exploitation of a pregnant woman and the violation of fundamental family and marital boundaries. If you're feeling as disgusted as I was when I discovered my wife's affair with my pregnant sister, you need to hit that subscribe button right now, because this story gets even more twisted when I learn what they had been planning for Emma's baby and their future together. What I discovered about their intentions and how they had been manipulating both pregnancy and family relationships will show you that some betrayals are so unnatural they deserve the harshest consequences. Ring that notification bell, because you won't believe what happened when their affair became public and how it destroyed both their relationships and Emma's marriage. Over the following days, Lisa and Emma revealed additional details about their affair that made the situation even more disturbing and unnatural. Lisa admitted that she had been sexually attracted to Emma before the pregnancy began and had volunteered to provide pregnancy support as a way to gain intimate access to Emma's body. "I had feelings for Emma for a long time," Lisa confessed when I pressed her for details about the timeline. "When she got pregnant, I saw it as an opportunity to be close to her and help her in ways that Mark couldn't." Lisa had been using Emma's pregnancy as a pretext for conducting a sexual affair with my sister from the very beginning beginning of her involvement in the pregnancy care. Emma admitted that she had been confused about her sexuality and had welcomed Lisa's attention as validation during a time when she felt physically and emotionally vulnerable. "Lisa made me feel beautiful and desired during pregnancy when I felt awkward and unattractive," Emma said when I confronted her about her role in the affair. "She understood my body and my feelings in ways that Mark didn't seem to." Emma had been allowing Lisa to exploit her pregnancy vulnerabilities to facilitate their sexual relationship while her husband worked to support their growing family. The most disturbing discovery was that Lisa and Emma had been planning for Lisa to be present during labor and delivery and had been discussing arrangements for Lisa to help raise Emma's baby as a co-parent. "Lisa and I talked about her being in the delivery room and helping with childcare," Emma admitted when I demanded details about their future plans. "We thought she could provide medical expertise and emotional support that would be better for the baby." Lisa and Emma had been planning to extend their affair into co-parenting arrangements that would give Lisa ongoing access to Emma and her child while excluding Mark from full participation in his own family. Lisa also revealed that she and Emma had been discussing the possibility of Emma leaving Mark after the baby was born so that they could live together openly as a couple. "Emma and I talked about whether she really wanted to stay married to Mark," Lisa said when I asked about their long-term intentions. "We thought she might be happier in a relationship with someone who understood her needs better." Lisa and Emma had been planning to destroy Emma's marriage and create a new family structure based on their affair while using the baby as justification for their relationship. The investigation into their deception also revealed that Lisa had been providing Emma with medical advice and interventions that were designed to increase Emma's dependence on Lisa rather than promote healthy pregnancy outcomes. "Lisa convinced me that I needed more monitoring and support than my regular doctor was providing," Emma said, "and that she should be my primary source of medical guidance during pregnancy." Lisa had been using her medical credentials to manipulate Emma's pregnancy care and create artificial dependencies that facilitated their affair. Emma also admitted that they had been physically intimate throughout the pregnancy, including sexual activities that could have endangered the baby's health and development. "We were careful," Emma said when I expressed concern about the safety of their sexual activities during pregnancy. "Lisa used her medical knowledge to make sure we didn't do anything that would hurt the baby." But Lisa and Emma's sexual relationship during pregnancy had involved risks and boundary violations that prioritized their affair over the safety and well-being of Emma's unborn child. When I demanded to know how both Lisa and Emma could betray their commitments to marriage and family for their selfish gratification, they initially tried to claim that they had discovered their true sexual orientations and couldn't deny their authentic feelings. "David, I realized that I'm attracted to women and that my relationship with Lisa feels more natural than my marriage to Mark," Emma said. But Lisa and Emma's affair hadn't been about discovering authentic sexuality. It had been about exploiting pregnancy vulnerabilities and violating family boundaries for immediate pleasure. "I told both Lisa and Emma that their affair was unnatural, destructive, and inexcusable, and that I wanted them both out of my life permanently." Lisa initially tried to convince me that her relationship with Emma was beautiful and natural, and that I should support their love rather than condemn it. "David, what Emma and I have is real love," Lisa said. "We're not hurting anyone, and we're providing each other with support and happiness." But Lisa and Emma's affair had hurt everyone involved: Mark, me, their unborn child, and the entire family structure that had been built on trust and commitment. I filed for divorce immediately, citing Lisa's adultery and violation of professional boundaries as grounds for ending our marriage. I also told Emma that our sibling relationship was permanently damaged and that I couldn't support her affair or her plans to destroy her marriage. When Mark learned about Lisa and Emma's affair, he was devastated by the betrayal and immediately filed for divorce as well, seeking full custody of their unborn child. The divorce proceedings revealed extensive evidence of Lisa and Emma's affair, including medical records that showed Lisa had been providing unauthorized pregnancy care and interventions. Lisa lost her nursing license when the state medical board learned that she had been conducting unauthorized medical treatments and using her professional credentials to facilitate a sexual relationship. Emma's pregnancy became complicated by the stress of the divorce proceedings and the social consequences of her affair being exposed. The most satisfying aspect of the entire situation was learning that Lisa and Emma's relationship didn't survive the consequences of their affair being exposed. Once their affair was no longer secret and they had to face the legal, professional, and social consequences of their actions, Lisa and Emma discovered that their relationship couldn't withstand the pressure. Emma realized that our relationship was built on the artificial intimacy of pregnancy and the excitement of forbidden romance. Lisa told me during a phone call months later. When she had to choose between me and her baby's future, she chose her child. Lisa and Emma's affair had been sustained by pregnancy hormones, family manipulation, and the thrill of deception rather than genuine love or compatibility. Emma ultimately reconciled with Mark after intensive counseling and agreed to supervised custody arrangements that protected their child from exposure to Lisa. Lisa lost not only her affair with Emma, but also her marriage, her career, her professional reputation, and her relationships with both families. The baby was born healthy despite the complications caused by Lisa and Emma's affair. And Emma and Mark have been working to rebuild their marriage and family. I've learned valuable lessons about boundary violations, the exploitation of vulnerable conditions, and the importance of protecting family relationships from people who would use them for selfish gratification. The experience has made me stronger and more capable of recognizing when offers of help might actually be attempts at manipulation and exploitation.